This is my son fighting a grown man who's a professional MMA fighter. That's my son in the black. At that point, he was 15 years old and he beat him. So I don't want to hear about, oh, he was afraid because there was multiple people. He was afraid because they were bigger than him. That's not what I want to hear. And I don't think the jury went for that either. Okay. I'm just telling you what the jury saw. Okay. You might not agree. Let me turn you back on.
Here.
Go ahead. I'll turn you back on. I'm just telling you what the jury said.
I mean, it's very funny that you mute because you overtalk constantly, and you just
because it's my show. I can keep over talking you, brother. And I let you talk for the first 5 minutes. You can't over talk me on my broadcast. And if you're not going to answer the questions genuinely and be honest, if I ask you a yes or no question, nobody can hear you. You're just talking, brother. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I'm answering genuinely. It's just not. I'm just not going along. I'm just not letting you punk me.
Go ahead and talk. Go ahead.
Again, your kids learning MMA has nothing to do with Karmelo's lifestyle and the way you raise your kids.
Clearly, that's the problem.
And just so you know,
and that's the problem.
If your kids had that kind of training and the other kid didn't have that training and your kid made a mistake and hit the other dude in the head.
No, I train my children to walk away from
if he was defending, if he felt like he needed to defend himself, no, you let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. You can't handle it. You can't handle heat. You can't handle the heat.
35 years
buddy, you can't handle the heat. You're gonna who's over talking who?
Who's winning this argument? Who do you think a parent is going to listen to? You or me?
Hopefully not you.
No,
hopefully not you.
Because you're giving them bad advice. It's an emotional.
Sir, I don't know your track record. I just see.
I'm a lawyer and I've been practicing law 26 years.
Only thing I got from you that you know how to manipulate, and you're not even good at it. You're a master manipulator. You change the rules, but in the court of law, you're not allowed to change.
Does not mean they're wrong. There's a young black boy sitting in prison who's going to be there at least 17 years before he gets an opportunity to come up for parole. And everybody in the black community wants to blame me for pointing out what the jury said and why they did what they did. You got your black.
You don't know why they did anything. You made a lot of assumptions. You had the same amount of information.
Black behind, but wanted to run up next to them white folks and live in their communities, and then you wanted to go out there and act like you could just do anything and they not have. They're already looking at you sideways. You can't see that little boy, you gonna tell your children that they can get away with what white boys get away with? Is that what you're gonna tell your children in this country that we live in? Is that what you're gonna tell your children?
I ain't telling
what I would tell mine.
Oh, you answering your own question, huh?
Absolutely right. That's not what I'm gonna tell mine.
You answer your own question. I mean, who are you teaching to? Are you actually trying to explain it to the audience, or are you just hearing yourself talk?
You can keep giving the bad advice.
I'm not buying what you're selling, brother. And it's kind of sus to me. It seems like you're auditioning.
There is a lot of.
It seems like you're auditioning for a master, bro.
And have lost their and end up incarcerated because they responded emotionally. And that's what we saw happen to Karmelo Anthony. He took it too far. It's a lot of black boys back in the day. You step on somebody's shoes and they shoot you. Overreacting, emotional control. This is the issue that we're dealing with. Now, I'm not saying that little white Austin Metcalf wasn't an asshole. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to comport yourself in a way in which you stay your black behind out of jail in the grave. That's what I'm trying to explain to folk. Now, I can talk to you about the law. I can explain to you what the jury did, but since we can't have that conversation, let's just have some basic common sense. If somebody pushes you, you can't kill them. If somebody pushes you, you can't stab them. You can't shoot them. You can't hit them upside the head with a bat. Only a goddamn fool would advise children that that's acceptable. How many children get pushed on the schoolyard every day? Are we gonna tell our children that if somebody pushes you, you can kill them because your ass is scared?
Well, we both can agree that the schoolyard ain't what it used to be. Kids got guns.
Look, man, this is the suburbs we talking about, man. We're not talking about
all the mass shootings happen. What are you talking about? People trying to when you gonna let somebody else talk? You get to hear yourself every day, bro. You hear yourself every day. You say you wanted a conversation and you can't handle it. You don't have the tools.
Representative of the wrong direction that the black community has been headed in for the past 60 years. It's emotionalism. You cannot stab somebody because they push you, or you will go to jail for 35 years. Is that clear? Has that message been sent? If you stab somebody because they push you, you will go to prison for 35 years. That's
maybe if you're a little black boy, but
yeah.
For that boy, for someone who has never got in trouble, their whole you know how conversation work. You have to go back and forth.
You are making up facts. Oh, well, they said this, that.
You are making up facts. You assume
match.
You are making up facts.
All day.
No, I called you out on your stuff, and you can't handle it.
You are the one that people want to yell at. They want me to yell at you.
No, go ahead. I called you out. You were talking like you had some kind of authority, and we got the same information. You don't know anymore.
I know the law, and I've been a lawyer for 26
years. That's debatable.
Talking about what is debatable?
And just because you're an attorney doesn't make you a good attorney. Look at his defense team. You might be at the bottom of the heap. So what do we know about you?
I am a Hall of Fame attorney. I've been inducted into the Hall of Fame, which means the lawyers think I'm an excellent lawyer. Yes, Southern University, 2024. It's on my page for everybody to see. How about that? Yeah. Anyway, you got anything else you want to say?
Just that we got.
All right. Thank him. I'd like to thank Sam Trail. That was invigorating. I appreciate him. Anybody else who wants to come on in. I appreciate it. But again, unfortunately, sometimes you can't. They want to yell. Let's yell. You see what I mean? I can yell at you all day. You can follow whoever's advice you want to follow. Okay, do that. But my suggestion to everybody in here who's listening to me, okay, don't stab somebody because they push you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Don't stab anybody because they push you, because you're going to go to jail for 35 years. You can listen to whoever you want. You can make up whatever excuses you want about why. But if you admit that you stab somebody, you probably gonna go to prison, especially if you're in Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, wherever. Okay, and they have the death penalty down here. But anybody else who wants to come in, you're welcome to come in. The link is in the chat room. I enjoyed that. Shout out to the young brother. I appreciate yelling at him. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go ahead and keep doing it. Look, y'all welcome to come in. If you want to talk logically, we can talk logically. If you want to yell, I'll yell at you. We can yell at each other. It's fine. It's great YouTube drama, I guess. But bottom line is, I think we all can agree that when we talk to our children, especially our boy children, we have to explain to them that they have to control themselves, because if they don't control themselves, they're going to get punished. And they probably more likely than not are not going to get the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I explained that, and let me kind of summarize some of these arguments, man. Some of these folk, you can kind of put the arguments in certain categories, okay? And some of the categories are so easy to understand, I probably don't need to say, but I'm going to spell it out for you all. Now, if we want to go back to the main Willie D video, which has gone viral at this point, it's been surfaced, and it's a debate between myself. And it was a heated debate, but it was very logical. I understand Willie D's point of view. He was basically voicing the opinion of Black America. And you can look at the results. It's like almost 500,000 folk in here. And that's cool. Okay. Now I got another fella in here. His name is Will. Will, I'm going to see you in a minute. Give me a second. But a lot of you saying, hey, I'm sounding like the prosecution. Okay. And this is probably the biggest criticism. A lot of backlash appears to be from people who wanted me to explain why Karmelo Anthony should not have been convicted. But I came in explaining why a jury convicted him under Texas law. Very specific. And that makes some viewers hear me as anti-Karmelo Anthony, anti-defense, or to align with the state. But legally, my point was different. I was explaining that self-defense isn't just I was scared. It's about whether deadly force was immediately necessary and reasonable under the circumstances. Willie D's posts are also frame my clips around issues like Texas self-defense, reasonable belief of force versus deadly force, and why the jury rejected the self-defense. Again, I wasn't saying that the prosecution was morally perfect. I was saying that the jury had a legal path to murder because they apparently didn't believe the knife response matched the threat. In other words, the jury said, yeah, he might have pushed you. He might have picked you up like a linebacker, but that still didn't justify you taking the boy's life.